measuring angles. You will notice if you have a big protractor, which is what we measure those angles with, and a small angle, in order for this whole thing to work, these rays of the angle have to actually go through the numbers and the hash marks on the thing. So the first thing, Carter Altima, if you're listening up here, is step number one. If needed, extend angle lines. And do not do this freehand. Okay, that's why you've got the straight edge on your protractor. You're going to take it, and you're just going to take your straight edge, and whatever line is there, push the line. Okay, so you need to take this, extend it however far you think it takes, so it can get to wherever it needs to go. And do the same for the other one. Extend it. Sometimes you have to get a little creative there. Okay? Now here's where a little common sense has to come into play. Okay, you've got two rays of this angle. Both of those rays really need to go through your protractor. One of them needs to go on that bottom line, and the other one needs to go through your protractor. So that's step number two. I would say the first thing you want to do is to put the vertex of the angle in that hole, H-O-L-E, of your protractor. Now, depending on what protractor you have, okay, some of you have just dots, maybe some of you have lines or whatever. On mine, it's this little, whatever colored thing here. It's like a green thing. So I'm going to slide this, put the vertex right in that little line right there as close as I can. Got that? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed this step up here. Put up here step 1/2. Step 1/2 is you have to decide if the angle is acute or obtuse. And I'm going to give you a second right now to write acute and obtuse. You just put O and A next to all 9 of those angles on that worksheet. Put the letter A for acute.
So what happens if it's a right angle?
If it's right angle, put under you think it's a right angle. There might be 1 or 2 right angles on it.
Right? There's a medium there.
Do all 9 angles there. If you just write acute, right, or obtuse next to each of them. And the reason you do that is because you have to use a little bit of logic here. For example, this first angle, we said it's acute. So if it's acute, you know that your measurement cannot be bigger than 90 degrees. So if you get that, you just know that you've done the problem wrong because it isn't possible. Okay, back to step number 2/3. You need to line up one ray with the bottom of the protractor. And again, this is different on everybody's protractor, because they make different types, but it all means kind of the same. So on mine here, one that I get to use, I line it up with this line here that goes through that little circle there. So I'm going to spin it just like that. Okay, some of yours are, you have dots. That's why I don't like the little, there should be a line that goes through that little hole in your protractor so you can line something up with. That's what you put on there and line it up with. we did this many times before. Make sure the vertex stays in that little hole. Everybody's got that? So then, here is where things get a little dicey. Now, and yours is gonna be different than mine, because when I put stuff on my board, it gets warped a little bit, so yours might end up being a little off one way or the other. So here, you need to then read this part of your protractor. Looking at the scale there, maybe I need to make this a little darker, hold on. Looking at my, here, let's try that. What are my two choices of where that line goes through my protractor? Well, one of them is between 50 and 60, and I would say this is 50, 51. One of my choices is 52 degrees. My other choice is between 120 and 130. And it's two clicks away from 130, so it'd be 128 degrees. Those are the two measurements I get off of my protractor. But because when you went and did this at the beginning, you said this is an acute angle, it can't be this 128 because that's an obtuse angle. So there you get, that angle has to be 52 degrees, and that's how you know which one to use. So that is our, whatever, step number 5 or whatever we are. What are we on? 4. 4 would be read your protractor. Noting acute and obtuseness. I noticed somebody, a few of you, did not extend your lines long enough to go through your protractor. If that's the case, you need to redo that and extend them farther. Got that? Let us try one more, see if we understand. Like I said, we did this last year, so. All right, so looking at let's do number 3. So the first thing you do is extend your lines on number 3. Looks like I gotta move a little bit. Okay. And yours may not be exactly like mine just because this might need some work when it comes to it. Make it the right exact there. So please note there, children, you can do this 2 different ways. Take a look up here. I can put my protractor. Don't worry, I'm a trained professional. Let's go back to normal here. I can put my protractor on this 2 different ways and still get the right answer. Okay, I can line my protractor, I can put it on the vertex and line it up like this, and it'll go through there. Or I could turn it and spin it and line up the other side of the angle on that side of it. It still goes through there and you're still going to get the same measurement. This one's an obtuse angle, so when you look at it, you are going to use the obtuse measurement. And what are my choices? Make sure you look here. It's either 42 degrees or 138 degrees. Always make sure you're looking for what numbers it's between. This has a 40 here and a 50 there, so it has to be between 40 and 50. This has a 130 there and a 140 there, so it has to be between 130 and 140 there. And this would be 131, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Do you think you got a handle on it? Why don't you measure a couple of them up for me and see if you get the right answer. Make sure for acute angles you don't get anything larger than 90 degrees. Yeah, see, that's why you don't do the arm, because there's the vertex that you have to put the angle first right there. Actually, yours, you have to put through that and that. I think I don't even know how that thing works. Don't even know how that's going to work for you. All right, if you can take a break from that, then let's talk about how to make an angle. Let's say I wanted to draw a 38-degree angle. This is pretty simple. Step number one is just anywhere draw a ray. So you're just going to draw one side of the angle right off the bat. So you're just going to do this. And feel free to put, if you want to put an arrow on the end of it, you put a vertex in it right away, that'll be good, because that'll give you something to go by. Step number two, again, put the dot in the hole of your protractor and line up the line. Which means this. Here's my dot, here's my vertex. I'm going to pull this over, put it in there. Make sure that this line is lined up with my protractor. Are you with me? And then here's where things get a little dicey. Step three is you need to find the two given measurements on your protractor. And mark, and put dots there. This is the part where most people go wrong here. I'm looking for what, a 38-degree angle? So here's the deal. My protractor has two places where it says 38 degrees. One of them is right here between 30 and 40. Here's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. There's one of them. The other place is right here between 30 and 40. 31, 32, 38 is right here. Now, here's the deal. You are going to connect, sorry. This thing doesn't always do that. You are going to connect those dots. Scooch this out of the way. You're going to connect this vertex either with this dot and make a line like this. Alright, shoot this thing. Make a line like this. Yeah, you think it's funny. Try this. That's what I'll do here. Here we go, ready? Make a line like this. Or you're going to connect this dot to this one over here. But only one of those could possibly be a 38-degree angle, and it has to be this one. This is not a possibility, so you would definitely wouldn't use that one. This would be the one you put your this isn't freehand again, put your edge of your protractor on here, connect it with that one right there, and there's your lines that give you a 38-degree angle. Got that? 85 degrees, watch how quick you can do this. Again, draw a ray, get your protractor, put it on the vertex. When you get good at it, you don't have to make both marks because you know for sure. I guess that's as good as I'm gonna get. I'm looking for an 85-degree mark. Well, 85 is between 80 and 90, so it's either here or it's here, between that 80 and 90. 85 has to be an acute angle, so I can't use this one over here because that would be obtuse. So I take my thing, connect this edge with that edge, and there's your 85-degree angle. I don't know. Questions, concerns, or problems?